I'm sure you all look forward to peer reviews as much as I did when I was in college. This is nobody's favorite part of the class, but learning how to give constructive criticism to your peers is a really valuable skill, not just in college, but especially in the workplace, because that's where you are most often going to encounter group writing projects where you need to be working back and forth with the people around you, some of whom may not have the same writing skills that you have. So I'm going to be walking you through how do you give constructive criticism in a way that is both helpful and non-confrontational. And it starts with a worksheet that everybody is filling out. And so everyone knows the questions you're answering are the questions I gave you. And these questions come from your book, chapter 5. No, sorry, not chapter 5. This is the revision worksheet with your descriptive essay. But these questions are focused on a descriptive personal essay. So these are tailored to the kind of writing you're doing. And that's important because you might have a great essay, but if it's a compare-contrast essay and not a descriptive personal essay, it's not going to meet the requirements for this paper, and it's not going to get a good grade. And so this is to help people, and everybody needs that help. But how do you phrase it? How do you phrase it in a way that is helpful? Well, let's apply it right here. So this is that AI fail essay that we've been looking at all unit. And this is a way, if someone turned in an essay like this that actually written, not written with AI, here's a way you could give constructive criticism to help them make this stronger before they have the final draft. So first, let's start with purpose. When you read this topic, this introduction, there is no clear statement of purpose. There is no thesis. How do you say that? There's no thesis here. That's not a great way to say this, and typically I find that students don't do that. Students are very professional in these reviews, and if anything, they're too unwilling to say something that could be construed as negative. So you can say it about yourself, like, I can tell this is about a birthday party and all the memories you have, but I couldn't find the thesis. Did I miss it? What's the purpose of sharing the description of this day? Is it to inform people about the party or persuade people getting older is really something to celebrate? So see, these questions, one, it leaves room for maybe I missed it. And this was my reading, not your writing. Two, it asks questions that can help the writer revise this. Oh yes, it is to inform. Maybe if I put a sentence specifically about informing and wrap that into a thesis sentence, that would let my reader know. Then, some of the other ones, again, talk about it from your perspective. Instead of saying you didn't do this or you need to, you can say, here's where I got confused. Or as someone who's unfamiliar with the sport of hockey, it would help me if you identified what does this equipment do? Or it would help me as someone who doesn't know this, who doesn't know how to cook this particular dish, if you could give me like a list of, is it going to be more acidic than vinegar, less acidic than vinegar, sort of a way for me to understand how acidic do you want this salad dressing? Those sorts of things. You're saying, well, from my perspective, just because I don't know about this. And that can be really helpful because when you're writing about something you know really well, it can be hard to know what other people need to learn. So I'm talking about maybe where you got confused, where you couldn't visualize something, where a concrete description would have helped you understand what was going on. That's probably the most helpful thing that you can give your reader, give your peer. So that is the review process in a nutshell. Go through this if you have to reread something, if you get confused, if more concrete detail would help you because you don't understand the subject matter, point that out because that's what your readers need to know, as well as are you able to identify the purpose. So You're going to answer these questions, answer them from your perspective, and remember, everyone wants a better grade. What you're doing here is trying to help someone get that. It's not criticizing them. It's constructive feedback so that all of us together can keep moving forward in the direction we want. So you're going to be doing that while I am also giving feedback. So the other thing is, remember, this isn't dependent on you. You don't need to stress out about this.